Okay, so as I mentioned in the video before this, I'm hoping it was before this, I don't know. I mentioned my OCD. So, in order to get into that, if you don't know what OCD is, it's Obsessive-compulsive disorder. And I'm sorry if you're one of those people that have to have OCD spelled CDO. Because, like, I don't, alphabetically. I don't know, when people do that, like me and my brother came up with compulsive disorder of obsessiveness just to make it so it's still the same thing, but you know the letters are different. But yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. Like, but my OCD, it's not like how I don't know how to explain this. I'm not good with words, but I'm only OCD about certain things. Like, if I'm drawing, I have to, like, have perfect lines or something. If I mess up even a little bit while I'm drawing, I'll freak out, and most of the time I take the paper, rip it out of whatever it's in, crumple it up, or, like, rip it apart and just throw it off to the side because I'm so done with it. Or I'll just bury it in a trash can. I'm just like, no. I'm so OCD when it comes to art. Like, I feel bothered whenever, like, I finish something and take a picture of it and I see something that I want to change. I'm like, and I explode. I'm just like, no. You don't want to see me while I'm drawing. It gets pretty bad. But, I'm also OCD about, grammar and spelling. But I'm not OCD about my handwriting. Like, you can see me on Twitter, like, being a grammar Nazi to everyone, and people were just getting mad at me most of the time, and I'm just like, sorry, it's bothering me. I don't know if it's kind of like OCD or just being rude, but it bothers me, okay? And spelling, like, if I spell something wrong, like, while I'm texting someone, I'll sit there and stare at the word until I'll be like, that looks like it's spelled wrong. Oh, what do? I don't feel like typing in it. Oh my god. Because my phone doesn't have autocorrect, so I just sit there like, it doesn't look right. How do I spell it? I don't know. What do I do? What do I do? And I just, like, freak out. But my handwriting is absolutely terrible. Like, my mom told me I have really pretty letters. Like, my letters are gorgeous, but everything else is, like, sloppy. Like, I'll see if I can find something in one of my notebooks here. That's the song. Oh yeah, I'm working on a parody that's gonna be coming out in a few months or something. Probably won't be out for a long while, but you know, whatever. It's just mainly because I don't feel like getting around to it. But yeah, like here. Oh my god, my camera is bad right now. See, I have like really pretty letters. But my handwriting as a whole is like really bad. And if you don't know what that says, it says, yeah, sure, my mom says I have pretty letters, but my handwriting sucks hardcore. Okay, thanks, bye. I was preparing for this. Hey, look, my thumb. Beautiful thumb, right, guys? But yeah. Back to my OCD page, because I have to have a script, because I'm OCD about that, too. If I don't have a script, I'm gonna be really confused all the time, and then I'm gonna be like, nah. I'm sorry about all the paper sounds, by the way. This part of my OCD is, like, going away, but I used to be, like, really OCD about even numbers. Like, if I had, like, french fries or something, like, the french fries had to be 16. I had to have 16 french fries. It had to be perfect square of a perfect square. Like the square root of 16 is 4, and the square root of 4 is 2. I had to have a perfect square of a perfect square. I was like, no, it has to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect numbers right now. I don't know, I used to be so OCD about that, like, most of the time I just have to have like an even number or something because I'll feel really awkward. And I used to like when I was eating like I'm weird and I don't like milk, so I eat cereal with just my hands in a freaking box because I don't like milk. But I used to like take like a handful and like separate it so so an even amount goes into one. I chew with my left side and even amount I chew with my right side, and it has to be like perfect. I don't know, I was so OCD about that. It's kind of going away because now I don't care, but that I was so OCD about that. And in the like last video, you could tell by my art wall, there's actually a lot of crooked drawings up there, which kind of bug me. But I'm too lazy to go up there and like look at that because I am such a midget and there's so many things in the way. I don't feel like adjusting at all. But I'm so OCD about crooked stuff, so I just stare at that wall and I get bothered by it so much. But I don't have the effort to fix it. It's pretty bad. But I'm not OCD about my room. Like, it's a total mess. I honestly really don't care about my room. Like, it's a mess. There's clothes all over the floor. There's papers everywhere. Everything's just so unorganized, and I have to fix this painting right here because, I'll tell you about this little painting here that I was just adjusting. It was crooked, but, like, this is off topic of my OCD, but, there was, like, a giant spider in my room, like, the size of 2 quarters. I'll tell you this entire story. So, I was changing after a shower, like, I was putting clothes on, and I saw a giant spider just go underneath my painting, and I start freaking out. I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. It's the hugest spider I've seen. And I've had really bad luck with spiders lately. I've seen probably like 15 spiders in the last 2-3 months. It's pretty bad. But like I was freaking out, screaming at the top of my lungs, so I just threw on like a bunch of clothes and then I like sprinted out into the living room. Like my bedroom's on the complete opposite side of the house from the living room, and I like sprinted across the entire house screaming, and I grabbed my brother's hand and just dragged him into my room, and I told him there was a spider underneath the painting, so he moved the painting. That's why it was crooked. And he took, like, the spider fell down, and he was like freaking out too because he lost sight of it, and then I started screaming even more. And then he like took like a cup or something that I had in my room, because you know I don't care. But he took the cup and like cupped it over the spider, and he just held it down, and the spider was huge, and I was freaking out. And my brother was like, "Get me something to hit it with," and I'm like, "Ah, what do I do?" So I sprinted across the house again, and I grabbed something, and I was like, "Here, hit it with this." And the thing is still on my floor, what he hit it with. I'm scared to touch it and move it out because he just kind of dropped it. But he like started smacking it, and I was not satisfied until that spider was in 3 separate pieces. And then I was like, "Okay, thank you for killing it. Now get it out of here." I was so done with that spider. I was just like, "Get it out." I don't want any part of it in here. And then, recently there's been spiders, like, crawling out from underneath my bed. Like, well, not underneath my bed, but underneath my pillow. There was, like, 2 that crawled out underneath my pillow. There was one that jumped on my keyboard. There was one that I saw crawling around on the wall. Oh, and this one time I was in the car with my mom, and we had just got, ice cream from Baskin Robbins, I think. And I saw a spider like crawl from our ice cream, and I like screamed a horror scream, and I flung myself against the side of the car, and my mom literally took my hand, grabbed it, and just started holding my hand up, and I was just like, "Mom, Mom," and she was like, "Calm down." And she literally had to pull over the car, and she made me get out of the car, and then she took a napkin and killed the spider and just threw it into a trash can. And I was just standing on the side of the road, like the road, screaming. Like, it was on a route here, like, you know how they have, like, Route I-95 and stuff? Like, we were on one of those roads, and she pulled over off of it, and there were cars just, like, speeding by, and I was on the side of the car, just, like, the side of the road, just freaking out. It was pretty bad. It wasn't even that big of a spider, but any black spider just kind of freaks me out because they look like tarantulas, and I start screaming and I get scared. Like, black and gray spiders, they just terrify me. I'm just so done with spiders, man. But yeah, I guess I just kind of put two stories, like two things into one, you know, telling you about my OCD and my arachnophobia. So I'm guessing that's going to be the title of this video. OCD and Arachnophobia. Beautiful. Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you later, Broskinators.